Hi, so welcome back to another Plan With Me video. I'm just starting out showing you the planner that I'm using, which is the same planner that I used in my October Plan With Me video, and just some shots of my desk and whatnot, along with some of the tools that I used, which are the same from last time pretty much. Again, I'm doing this Plan With Me pretty simply. I really am only including the bare necessities, so I'm adding things like modules. So I'm an online student, so a lot of the times my work for a week will be in 1 or 2 modules, so I'm writing those down, as well as things such as like big papers. I have a few major papers and projects that are due in the next month or so, until the rest of till the semester is over, so I'm adding those, and I'm not going into like a lot of detail about assignments within modules, because I realized that some of those things take longer than others, and sometimes I'm really motivated to, like, for example, start working say on a Sunday, and so I might get a lot of work done on Sunday, and then I don't need that stuff on my planner for that Wednesday, for example. So I'm really just writing down stuff that I might forget. So like history of jazz, for example, I usually do a few items that are doing that module on Sunday, and then usually one on Wednesday, and then like one on Friday, if that makes any sense. So I'm just kind of writing down those so I remember that, versus for authoritarian politics and local politics, I usually do those modules on Monday and Wednesday when they get published, and I can usually get that work done in a day. So I'm just writing down the modules, and then the same with interpretation of literature. Usually I have some work to do on a Tuesday, which I can get done in a few hours, and some work to do on Thursday, which I can also get in a few hours. And so I'm also just kind of like in the margins, which you'll see near the end of this video, in the margins and in the note sections, just writing like, hey, you need to work on this paper or this project, and I'm not really breaking that down as much as I've done previously. And I chose not to break down module work or essay work or project work as I have in the past, because I've noticed sometimes I'll sit down to work on a project or whatnot for a few hours, and I'm more motivated to work on a different part of that project. So like, for example, I might want to work on the introduction and conclusion for an essay, but then when I actually sit down to do it, I'm more motivated to write a paragraph about a certain subject or whatever that is part of that assignment. And for me, my work style is more like I'd rather just do what I kind of like feel like doing, if that makes any sense. I'm not really much into time blocking either. I know a lot of like kind of like StudyGram, or I guess StudyTube channels, are like, oh, I'm just gonna sit down for 4 hours and work on something, and I feel more motivated by like results. So if I got 2 paragraphs done for an essay, that's more important to me than, oh, I worked for like 6 hours today on this assignment. Like, as long as I got the work done that makes sense for that day, that's really what I care about. And I hope doesn't come across condescending or anything, but I'm much more motivated just to do a good day's work, whether that takes 5 hours or like 10 hours. It really doesn't matter much to me. I don't really like to flex how much I work on school, because as long as I got the work done in a at least somewhat timely manner, and to the extent that I'm comfortable with working on it, and I'm proud of the work I put into it, and I think I'll get a good grade, that's more important to me than really how long I put into it. I really don't understand how some people can like start working at 8 a.m. and work till like 8 p.m. Maybe it's just different majors, I don't know, but as long as I get the work done, I'm not really focused on how much time it takes me to do. So I'm sure you'll notice in this video I'm going back and forth between my planner and my laptop, and one of the things I'm looking at on my laptop is the reminders for the classes, which I honestly ended up using more than my planner in the month of October, and I'm gonna kind of transition to be fully online just because I'm trying to be more aware of how much paper I use, and also I just want to be more minimalist and efficient. So this will probably be the last month that I use this planner, or maybe I'll use it for the first half of December while school is still going on. But yeah, if I'm also going back and forth between my computer and my planner, it's also just to look at like due dates and stuff, because and I'll show you at the end of this video, this is going to be a very minimal spread. Like I said, it's just like due dates and just kind of general reminders of kind of modules and big assignments rather than breaking down of tasks. So yeah, it's basically just something to glance at the beginning of the day or when I sit down to do work, rather than something that I use religiously, because I'm trying to be more tech based. Maybe I'll make a whole kind of video about this, about why I'm transitioning to using tech from using paper. But one thing that I feel like was really big for me was I'm not a very artsy person. I had poor handwriting, and I just don't have like a natural like knack for like making stuff aesthetically pleasing, I guess, or doing little doodles or whatever. And like, for example, filling out my planner very simply took me, I think, a little over an hour. I was also filming, so that made it take a little longer. So I used to bullet journal, and that was kind of an issue for me, was it just took so much time, and it wasn't even like cute or anything. It wasn't something that I take a photo of to post to social media or anything, and it felt like a waste of time for me. So like I said, this is just kind of I'm just kind of doing this so it's like half tech, half paper, so I can easily transition fully to using tech by the end of the semester. So I just want to say, if you use your planner or use a bullet journal, there's nothing wrong with it. But, I just want to remind you, if you do, don't worry if it's not super cute or whatnot. And one thing I really struggled with was, wanting to make it look cute and whatnot, like, the ones that I see like on YouTube or Pinterest or Instagram. And a lot of the times I would just take up too much space, or just not be very useful or efficient use of space, and it would be a lot of visual clutter, and honestly it would kind of like, I know this sounds strange, but like kind of stress me out in a bit. And so really what I find most useful if I'm going to be using paper is just to basically make a to-do list. And if I want to make a kind of longer to-do list, I could break down tasks into smaller tasks. Like, say if I'm going to work on an essay, I could say one subtask would be finishing that line, another one would be doing the introduction, another one would be topic sentences, etc. But that was a much easier format for paper. And so yeah, I'll probably make a video about it where I'm just chatting about it. But yeah, I'm kind of becoming disillusioned with paper organizing. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.